This is a Fox News Alert. I'm Brett Baer in Washington. A bittersweet homecoming for thousands of people in South Florida tonight. They're getting a first look many times at their homes or what's left of them following Hurricane Irma. Meanwhile, the recovery effort continues to ramp up as millions remain without electricity and some without the basics of food or shelter. We have complete coverage tonight. Senior correspondent Adam Housley starts us off in Key Largo. Good evening, Adam.
Good evening, Brett. For the first time, people are finally getting a chance here, at least in part of the Keys, to get a chance to see how their homes fared against Hurricane Irma. But for others, they're stopped as there's still serious concerns about conditions in the southern Keys. Residents of the battered Florida Keys are getting the green light to return home. Hundreds lining up at dawn, eager to survey the devastation in the wake of Hurricane Irma. Clay Crockett is just one of the thousands who was forced to leave as the Cat 4 storm took aim at his business and home.
The surge came up to at least here, which means I'm going to be flooded inside there. Yep, I can tell I got flooding inside already. Oh, my God.
Others say despite the damage, they don't plan to relocate anytime soon.
I've never been through anything like this in my entire life. I never want to go through it again, but we love it here in the Keys, so we'll be back soon.
And while some were allowed back in, others turned away.
You can't come in. What are we supposed to do?
As they tried to make it further south to the lower Keys. FEMA estimates that 25% of the homes in the Keys have been destroyed, even more damaged.
Basically, every house in the Keys was impacted in some way or another.
But after any major storm, there's this reassuring sight. Utility trucks streaming in, crews hurrying to restore power. About 15 million remain without electricity across the state. The U.S. military is also ready to shuttle in relief supplies. The Navy has positioned the USS Abraham Lincoln south of Miami, with the USS Iwo Jima and New York near Key West. North in Jacksonville, storm surge swelled the St. Johns River, causing the worst flooding in 100 years Monday. There, it was the National Guard that rolled in, assisting with more than 350 water rescues.
What I saw on the ground yesterday was nothing short of what the definition of what humanity should be all about.
Despite the time and billions it will likely take to recover, Florida's governor is optimistic.
We're going to, get this state rebuilt. This state is a state of strong, resilient people.
But the situation in the Caribbean is dire and extremely dangerous in some parts. On St. Martin, there were reports of armed gangs roaming resorts after Hurricane Irma. American tourist Adam Lynch got out Sunday, but says the experience was surreal.
And we heard that people were coming into different resorts, posing as, guests and stealing people's jewelry and belongings.
A humanitarian crisis lingers in Paradise, a desperate scene that is playing out all over the Caribbean as people wait for food and water in the sweltering sun.
We need water and food. It's not no maybe, it's for sure.
A French military ship expected to arrive today, while the first British military plane arrived in Turks and Caicos with much-needed relief for what was once a picturesque island, now in ruins. Tonight here on the Keys, the power is coming back slowly, the water as well, still very little cell service, and some bad news. There are now 12 deaths confirmed in Florida from Hurricane Irma, bringing the grand total with the Caribbean up to 55 deaths. Brett?
Adam Housley on Key Largo. Adam, thanks.